Everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. So today we're going to do kind of a short video because I've spent my whole day cutting stuff on the Glowforge and getting a digital ready to download or, put up in my Etsy shop, which I know isn't your guys' problem, but it's just taken me all day, and so I haven't had time to plan a video per se. But I will show you what I have in the shop. I did get the die cuts done for the Alice in Wonderland stuff. I'll come in a little bit closer here. So I have the Red Queen, or the Queen of Hearts, I don't know, however you like to call her. Mad Hatter. There's Alice, and they're in different sizes, so like there are a little bit bigger Alice's too. I just grabbed out just different things so that you could see. There's a mushroom, there's a keyhole in various sizes. There's Cheshire Cat in various sizes, which is tricky to see. I have some flowers, just reminiscent of maybe the roses that were white that Alice had to paint red. There's the White Rabbit with his pocket watch. This is when he was dressed as a card or in the Queen's Court. And so this gives you a good idea of the different, there's just different sizes of them. You'll get 60 plus, so I think it's like 63 is the total. There's this kind of mushroom, they're in different sizes. And then of course you're going to get the cutouts from these little keyholes, so you'll have this version too. So anyways, they come in all different sizes, 60 plus, and they're just silhouettes, so they're not meant to be like they're just outlines basically of those characters. All right, and then I also have a new digital download. It's called Steampunk Fantasy, and so I will show you. This is very fantastical and not meant to be reality. So, but anyways, there's like funky gears. Some of them even look really weird and strange, but anyway. So the orientation is ledger and landscape. So I've done both. So you'll get 10 collage pages in both formats, and they will be a little different from each other depending on the direction that they're going, because obviously when I spread it out to go landscape, there's more room on the page than there is when it's portrait. So yeah, that's just something to think about. So if you get pages and you're like, well, this one has this on it but not that, that's why, because certain things fit on certain pages and then don't on others, and I'll show you an example in a minute here. So there's 10 portrait versions, so that you can do a ledger or document style journal, however you call it. See, very funky, weird. So these are computer generated, these images, and I've just taken them all, cut them out, done different things with them and things like that, but they were AI generated, and then I've done things to them to make them different or whatever. This is one of the background pages. You get one background sheet per style, like format. So you get one for the landscape and one for the portrait and one for the landscape. I keep doing that. So yeah, they're just kind of a muted one that you could put on the backs of your pages to write on. And then this is the landscape version. So see, here I have a little more room. Let me find this one right here. So it's going to look a little bit different, and things will be in different places. Like, for example, the dragonfly's super tiny right down here on her dress. And then in this one, I've made it bigger and put it in the middle, just because there's more space this way than this way now. And moved the flowers around, like most of the flowers are here. There's just the one there, added some other ones and whatever. So it's just depending on which direction they're going, right? There's that one. But it was actually Carol Laws and I were talking about it, and I mentioned I was doing it again in the ledger format, and we both kind of thought at the same time, what if it was both, so that, you know, if somebody wants to make the I don't want to say normal, because it's not that it's a normal journal, but you know what I mean, the kind that we've all been making for a while, with the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half this way, so then it's 5.5 by 8.5, or some variation, because European paper sizes are different, but it's very close to those type sizes. That one, so you can see obviously a lot of the images are the same. This one is another one that's different from its portrait version, simply because of the size. And I liked that airship and did not want to shrink it down. Where did that one go? Did I not print that one out? I thought I did. Well, anyway, the one that is the portrait version of this one just has the airship, because it ends up taking up most of the page. So the gentleman isn't on that one, he's only on this one. I don't know what I did. I thought I had them all printed out, but maybe I messed up. You get 30 pages, so you'll get 30 total. And then this is the background sheet for that one, just kind of muted, so you can write on it. Then you're also going to get the number 10 window envelope cover, kind of oriented this way more. And that's really because a lot of the time in a journal, you're probably going to orient one of those long, tall envelopes like that this direction, even if you end up cutting some off. We don't a ton of time do this, because we'd only get about that much. And if you do get only that much, then that's, you know, probably what you're going to get and want. Then we have the CD envelope cover. There are ephemera pages, just some cards and flowers and funky, obviously not real, dragonflies, butterflies. Those are pretty real looking butterflies. Weird looking clocks with the strange cogs. So you'll get 2 sheets, but they're different from each other, of this type of ephemera. Lots of fussy cut flowers though, which I think is kind of fun. It's a different sort of take on steampunk, just because a lot of times we don't see all the flowers and stuff with it, and I just really, I like it a lot. So yeah, I don't know what I did. Did I not? I don't know. Anyway, the one with the big airship only has the airship on it and not the gentleman in this orientation, the portrait orientation. So those are 2 things that I have in the shop. So 30 pages on this. Very bright, vivid, fun colors. I think that they would make really fun journals. So anywho, I don't know how I did that, but I did. All right, I had a question about embossing, and I don't do a lot of embossing, and especially not on camera, because the big shot is just ridiculously giant to try to do on camera. Plus I just don't do it a lot, so I only have a couple of these little folders. But essentially all it is this one has paint on it. All you do is take your piece, put it into your embossing folder. And if you don't have a big shot, you can even get these embossing folders at, you know, Michael's, Joann's, wherever you like to get your craft supplies. And you can roll them with like a rolling pin, push down and roll them with a rolling pin if you don't have a big shot. I do have my big shot, so I just, you know, put it in and roll it through. That's really all it takes, and that's all it is to emboss. It's not like a hard thing. I don't do any like by hand embossing at all. And then the powder thing, I just don't have room here to do this, so it's kind of tricky. I don't know if this is going to work, because I'm missing the other plate on here. But it should, yeah, it worked. So see, then it's all embossed with the design of those swirls and things like that. And it goes, you know, pretty much all the way through it. And this is an envelope that I dyed with the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide in walnut. And I also used some really strong tea, just splats and spatters of that. And I think that's all I did. All this, oh no, I did paint, didn't I? Just a little bit of white paint. But yeah, that's what gave me that effect that's on that envelope. I do have like cogs and some little, this was from the Tim Holtz, the cats, the crazy little cats that he has, because it kind of is that zoomy thing. And then I have wood grain, and that's it. That's literally all I have in embossing folders, because like I said, I just don't do it a lot. I use this one the most, that sort of floral Baroque look. The embossing powder is a very simple thing as well. You just need a Versamark stamp pad, which I don't have, so I can't show you, but it's Versamark, and it's just a clear embossing stamp pad. So you would stamp your stamp onto that, stamp it onto your card or whatever, shake this powder on it, you know, kind of tap off the excess onto another piece of paper or something that you can pour it back into the little bottle, and then heat it with your heat gun, and it will emboss that way. I use it mainly now, like I might put a little glue on something, and then I just sprinkle a little bit with my fingers and then heat it, and that works as well. I just don't do a lot of embossing at all. The person to watch for embossing really is Gail Augustinelli. She does do quite a bit of embossing on chipboard, which is a great way to color chipboard, because as you know, it comes just plain old sort of cardboard color. And so she will take her powders, you know, put the embossing stamp pad, you know, turn it like this way, for example. If this was one of those, it's not, this is just black, but kind of, you know, you can rub it on there, sprinkle some of this on, same thing, tap off the excess, heat it with your heat gun. That's what melts this powder, and we'll put it, make it stick, because it melts right onto the surface. So that's like I said, I would watch Gail, because she does do that quite frequently. I just don't have one of those stamp pads, or I would show you how I do it. I guess I can show you just real quick. I don't even have a place to plug in my heat gun. Yeah, I don't have a place for my heat gun over here, so I can't really show you. But anyway, that's all it is. You're just melting that powder, basically, is what it comes down to. So I'm sorry I'm not more help with that, but like I said, definitely pop over and see Gail Augustinelli, because she does do quite a bit of that, and she would be able to show, like if you just looked up, go to her channel and then look up embossing, heat embossing maybe would be good, and it should show you, you know, how she does that. It'll give you different videos where she's done that, and then you can see how to do it. So I'm sorry I'm not not a lot of help. I just don't really do it hardly at all. So I think I left, oh no, it's over there. My other glue is over there. So I'm just going to take these and decorate them up a little bit, and then that will be that for today. And I'm sorry I didn't come up with anything very exciting today, but like I said, I just been working all morning. I tried yesterday to get those items cut on the Glowforge, and it kept like kicking my stuff out and basically throwing it away. Because what you have to do when you use the Glowforge is like put your items into the Glowforge, and because they have to be SVG, which is, I know it's all very complex computer junk, but anyway, it has to be that, and so you have to get it into that format. It's a format for it to work on the Glowforge. And then once you get it in there, you got to size all your stuff, you know, the sizes, because like on a sheet of paper, I have to copy and paste them on there as many times as I need them in all the different sizes. So that takes a while, obviously, because you're copying, pasting, and moving them around and trying to fit. I try to fit as many as I can on a page, just so you guys get more prints that way. And so then once you do that, you can print it, and then it usually keeps that file for me so that it's there every time I go back to use it. Well, it kept just getting rid of it, and I don't know what the deal was, but yeah, so I had to switch the keyhole because there were 2 separate files, I think is what the problem was. And so it was only wanting to keep one of them, and it was keeping the Alice in Wonderland one, which is good because that's where most of the images are. But I had to switch to this other keyhole. Anyway, long story, I know, blah, blah, blah. You're like, we don't really care. But it just took me forever, and so I never got it done yesterday. So I got it this morning once I figured out what I needed to do and got them printed out. And then, you know, you got to list it in the Etsy shop and all the stuffs. So that's what I did. But it took a while. Took me longer than I wanted. So I don't really even know what I want to do. I think I'm just going to put a few very little things on here because I do like this background. It is pretty. What's on this side? So yeah, I hope you guys all had a fabulous weekend. For me, it's Monday. For you guys, it is Tuesday. Yeah, so today was our business day, huh? We got all the business junk covered. I'm sure you're really excited. It's always interesting. Never a dull moment around here, that's for sure. And I am starting to get some things together for the Alice in Wonderland, so I think that will be a go on the digital. It's just going to take me some time to get that all done. So I just finished that other one that I just showed you, which I'm excited about because that was a fun one to do. So yeah, we pay to use the site for the AI generation of images, but that's another whole time consuming thing because a lot of times you end up with like mutant people and 6 fingers on each hand, and I don't know, it kind of is crazy. So, and there's a lot of stuff that I take out and put in and do all that when I'm doing those because they are sort of weird. But they do have some cool images, and it's something different. I'm just, like I said, I'm really tired of, you know, we all end up using the same images because that's what there is. That's what we can use. So yeah, it's just kind of a bummer, and I just get tired of it. So I like to, you know, do something else, do something different. Because why would you guys want to just keep buying the same stuff over and over again, basically? I mean, it's fun when your stuff matches and you can use it together and all that. Like, that is pretty awesome. But it's just not fun when it's just the same images over and over again, I feel like. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. I could be wrong. I don't know. Let me get this. I have a book. Put a little something on it. I have a page mark there for my 50-cent one, huh? I do like these tape pieces. Those are kind of fun, but let's do something maybe botanical. I'm just making these for fun because this one actually is really cool. Because I am just about done with the bourbon rose, and so I just got to get it sewn together. But I'm not going to torture you guys with that. I'll go through it, how I did it on my channel, but I think there's enough videos of me fumbling trying to get signatures sewn in That's not to say I won't ever do it again. It's just not a very fun thing to watch. And I do great when I'm not videoing, but for some reason when I video it, I always end up bumbling around the whole time. It's just not good. So, but I will go through how I do it so that anybody that's new, because I have lots of new people, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to the people who follow me and comment. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys, because it really does help my channel when you comment. And I know there's sometimes like you're not watching on your phone, you're watching on a TV and you can't comment, and I get it. But even if all you put is like just a little smiley face down there, it just really does help my channel if you can, you know, like I get sometimes we just can't, or, you know, I watch mainly at night, so sometimes it's hard to see what I'm even doing, typing, so I totally get it, believe me. But if you can and you think of it, it would be awesome if you just leave a little tidbit for me, because it does help. And liking helps a lot. Any kind of activity that happens on a channel is helpful to that channel. So if you like someone, do those kind of things for them so that their videos get played more. You know, like in the part where it'll say people who watched this also watched this video or whatever. Those kind of props, if you want to call it that, that YouTube puts people up, you know, up to for others to view. It's more common that they do that if there's more activity on that channel. So I know you guys are probably tired of hearing it, but I don't know what else to do. Believe me, I'd rather not talk about any of this stuff at all and just craft, but it is how I make my living, so. Alrighty. That one's done because I just really like this, so. But I do like to put a little something on there, but that's a fun little pocket, and then you just glue it down, put glue on the back, put it on your page, or you could even do glue there, and up the side, put it down and have just another little pocket back there. So super helpful little bits. I'm gonna grab some more. These are just all in my little scrap bin I have right by me. That is just a mess of scraps. And I've started just putting my scraps in there, and I just take from them and put them in there and take from them and put them in there. It'll never end. It's like the never ending thing, so. I think I'll do the same sort of deal here. It's not cooperating with me. It doesn't wanna. It's just icky, windy, poopy out there today. Sorry to say. I don't know what I want. I'm just like all over the place. That's the problem when I don't have a plan. I'm all over the place. That's why I try to get a plan in place first. It wasn't happening today. Had a good weekend though, other than, of course, you know, like I mentioned, we went to a funeral, which is never wonderful, but it was good to see the family and that, so. And my husband's mom was there, so we got to see her and her husband, so that was good. And it was just, that was a really nice day. That was excellent weather that day. So that was nice. Then the next day we went to lunch where my daughter works with some friends of ours, so it was both fun to see them and see our daughter. All that. So that was good. Good lunch. They always have good food at that restaurant. It is Holy Cow, Idaho, if you live in the area. Little piece of washi there. And then maybe some more flowers or something on this. I don't know. Let's see. This is that little, oh, I could put a mushroom on there. That little pad of, they're all washi stickers that I got from Amazon. I don't know. Mushrooms don't really go now, do they? I mean, they always go, but I think I want something else. And then my husband and I had craft day when we came home from the funeral. He painted more pieces of his little hobby village. And I worked on Alice in Wonderland. But it was fun because we sat together and chatted about it all. I'm glad he's found that because he really does enjoy it. You know, it's something I like too. I like to see what he's doing or paint some myself or whatever. I didn't get to do that this weekend, but I'll pause you guys for a second. I'll go grab the other pieces that he's done so you can see them. And I'm sorry, he doesn't have an Etsy shop. Maybe eventually he will. I don't know. You know, he works full time, so it's really just meant for something for him to do that can help him relax and just, you know, get your brain off of stuff. You know how it is to craft, you guys. So that's what he likes to do too. Just very relaxing. I'm gonna bring this in a little bit, maybe if I can get my phone, sorry, to work. And I'll show you these. So that's the embossing. That's all there is to that. But see, super fun, just like that. All I did is put some Tim Holtz Distress Oxide on those, get them all nice and dry, run them through the embosser, and then just added bits. I think they turned out pretty cool. All right, I'll go grab those and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you remember, probably these are the little houses. This is the one my husband painted. This is the one my daughter did. And then I just did a mushroom that day because I was also working and doing other things. My husband did another funny little mushroom. So there's different sized mushrooms. And then there's like, he did this archer. I don't know how well you can see, but they're very fun. And there's like benches and supplies and tables and another bench. This is like a fire portal. I don't know. You know, it's all fantasy based. There's a little like pond, a little gnome or wizard or whatever you want to call him. He's super tiny and hard to see. There's like treasure chests and different funny flowers. There's even little bitty mushrooms, like these little groups of mushrooms. So anyway, he's just been having a good old time doing that, and he listens to music, and yeah, so it's been good. So anyways, just art therapy around here. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and thank you for joining me. Sorry that was kind of a short one, but yeah, I just wanted to pop on and at least say hi and everything. So I will chat again with you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.